Welcome to a special Famous Monsters podcast. As always, we are your home for horror, sci-fi, fantasy, and holding your pee while waiting in line just to find out that Bruce Campbell is taking a bathroom break. As always, I am your host, George, the Jack of all trades, and with me is Jason, the Falcon.
What's up, guys?
And taking a break from moderating, we have our boys from the Launchpad podcast joining us. We got Matt and Aaron.
Hey, guys.
What's going on, everybody?
How's everyone been doing?
It's crazy, man.
I'm happy we don't have to
times.
moderate. I just thought of that this morning. I was like getting ready. My wife was like, "Aren't you like gonna be doing it soon?" I was like, "Yeah, but we're not driving today. We're just talking."
Oh, it's
easy.
crazy to be in the passenger seat, right?
It's kind of fun, right?
I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
Famous Monsters, we love you guys, but you give us a lot of homework to do. We have a lot of Comic-Con homework just for your panel.
If it helps, I believe we do too usually.
Yeah, I would think that's probably true. The second I said that, I was like, George probably does a little bit more than we do.
Yeah.
We just have to say funny things.
No, Ruby, we say things we think are funny.
I mean, I'm pretty sure if we turn off the laugh track, people are laughing with it.
I don't want to try that experiment.
It is nice to not have to be on the road. Me and Jason usually have to drive from like one end of California to the other. So it's definitely good to not have to deal with that and load like a big trust system to somewhere.
Yeah. Setup is kind of brutal.
Yeah. I may be called the jack of all trades, but honestly, everyone in this company is a jack of all trades.
You learn how to set up
true.
stages, sell T-shirts, man. It's a big deal.
Pretty
Do
much.
it all.
It's the machine, right? There's so much going on with that.
Yeah. Very much like Bert Kreischer. If anyone's familiar with him, we are the machine also. Now, we're all here for one reason. I think it's safe to say that we're all fans of horror. You know, when Freddy versus Jason came out back in 2003, I think we were all pumped. We were super excited for that film. But let's be honest, the debate has been going on for years. It's going to keep on going of who truly won that movie. You know, did Jason win? Did Freddy win? He never really died. Neither one of them ever really die.
They never do.
But I don't think that's the fight we were looking for. I think it's
I don't know. I love that movie, man. I love that movie.
I do
It's
too.
exactly what I want from it. Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I think what we really want to know is who's going to take most people out. Who's going to be on top? Who's king of the hill when it comes to that body count?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And that's why we're here today. We're going to settle that score with the four of us with a little game we like to call, what is it? Yeah, I just said it, body count. So to get everyone on board and prepared for this, because you guys can play at home too, here's how it's going to go down. Each round will pit two players against each other. Each player will get a randomized horror icon. Each player within each round will then get 60 seconds to plead their case of who will get the most bodies down. They will be put in a random location with a random set of characters that will be their prey. Seems pretty simple, right?
Yeah.
Morbidly fun, awesome game.
If for some odd reason someone gets more bodies down than the other, then we will have a 60 seconds rebuttal for each person, where we will have our Freddy versus Jason like moment where they just go against each other in an all-out brawl. And then the two people who are not playing will get to decide who is the victor of that round. So by the time that we run out of time, whoever has the most bodies in the bag, we'll say, that is our victor. So
all right. This
I'm-
is gonna be good.
I'm pretty pumped for this. My wife, who is also our art director, Jen Pham, set up all of these characters last night for us. So none of us know what's going on. None of us know who we're gonna get, where we're going, who we're even going against. So I'm gonna flip our nice little Court of the Dead coin over here. Thank you, Sideshow. Jason, heads or tails?
Tails.
You have tails. So you get to go first.
Okay.
Matt, heads or tails?
Severed heads, are you kidding me?
Wow, you get heads. So you get to go second.
All right.
Everyone's like, it seems like they're just getting to go.
Shake that coin.
Okay. All right, Aaron, heads or tails?
Heads.
There we go. You got tails, so I go next.
Oh.
Sucker.
So we'll have Jason going against Matt first, and then me going against you, Aaron.
All right.
All right, let's
Head
see.
battle.
Let's see what we got here. Round 1. Jason, you have the Gill Man.
Nice.
Ooh.
Okay.
Now,
Cool.
Matt, I'm not going to tell you who you have just yet.
Okay.
So you won't have any time to prep while Jason.
Oh, I see. So Jason's gonna talk first. Then you
Yeah.
go
Oh,
with
I
me.
see.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
That's. I think that's fair and scary.
It's a
Let's
little
do it.
intimidating.
You have the Gill Man, Jason,
Yeah.
and your prey will be the Breakfast Club.
Okay.
So for those of you who don't remember the Breakfast Club, that means you get your jock, your popular girl, your nerdy boy, your goth chick, and you get your punk dude.
Awesome.
And your location shall be the USS Sulaco from Aliens.
Love the situation that those tools are on that ship.
What a horrible detention.
That's my favorite part of this is like, how did these people get there and why is the Gill Man there too?
Just the intro, that trucking shot of the pods as all the lights start to turn on,
Mhm.
and then you see like Molly Ringwald emerges from a sleep tube looking around.
All right, are you
Okay.
ready?
I'm ready.
And go.
Okay, so the only things that have been shown to actually kill the Gill Man are, or do a significant amount of damage where he's no longer like an issue, is a ton of bullets and insecticide. I'm gonna assume they don't really have insecticide on the Sulaco. And also, these are teenagers. I bet out of the 5 of them, only the punk dude maybe has fired a gun before. There's no way that the jock, the nerd, Molly Ringwald, and the basket case, like the basket case I could maybe see
25
kind of
seconds.
surviving because she thinks outside the box, but there's no way these kids can beat the Gill Man. Like I think they're all going down.
So you're gonna kill all 5 all at once?
Not all
10
at
seconds.
once, but I mean, it's a big spaceship. There's a lot of room to move. You just kind of stalk him down. And I mean, he's got claws. He's going to attack them kind of like
Oh,
the
that is
Xenomorphs
it.
did.
Damn, that's quick.
Oh, that
Ooh.
is, yeah, that's rough. A minute is
Damn.
not a long
See,
time.
basically, it's just Aliens, but with Gillman. I mean, I
Right.
can see it happening. Yeah.
Right.
And
You don't think the actual crew of the Sulaco stood slightly more of a chance than
well, is
a
the
cast
crew
of
there?
Adam Hughes written characters?
I'm just wondering. We don't think the crew's there. It's the crew has been replaced by Adam Hughes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And they had to get high to work together at all.
Right. So they're going to be all stoned. I think
They're either
Gillman's.
going to be stoned or not working together.
All right, Matt. You got your work cut out against you, I guess, because it seems like Gillman just took out 5.
All right. Who do I got? Who do I got? Who am I backing in this?
All right,
race?
Matt. You got Jason Voorhees.
Damn.
No-
Oh no, that's not
No
fair
stranger to
Jason.
space.
Oh, this is just. Oh, and who's he fighting? Is it the same
It's
Still the
character?
same crew?
It's the Breakfast Club at the USS
All
Sulaco.
I won't need all 60 seconds, but
Confidence. All right. Go.
All right, take the lamest Jason, which is probably from Manhattan. So he's on the Sulaco. The thing about the Breakfast Club is that movie's great, and it really makes you like reminisce about high school and how all you could be concerned about in high school was yourself and your friend. Oh, I said, should I change that word?
Yes,
all I
please.
said, all you were concerned about in high school was yourself and your stupid friends. So all they did that movie was sit around in a circle and talk with each other and cry and like, boost each other's confidence and ego. Jason is going to walk directly in there And I'll say 3 machete chops will take care of all 5 of them without a problem. And even if they run, what does it matter? I think he's even better suited in the small confines of the Sulaco's hallways for that running or walking catch-up thing where he doesn't actually walk, or he doesn't actually run, but he catches up to them. I think that's even better than the forest. They're going to be turning corners left and right. He's going to be right there. Boom. Three machete swipes, done.
I like that you gave yourself a handicap with Jason Takes Manhattan.
Right?
It's funny because when you threw Gilman at Jason, I was like at our Jason, not Voorhees. I was like, Gilman is pretty friggin' tough. Like that's a good fight, and I don't think that crew would be really apt to take much of anybody, but certainly not a powerful, cool thing like Gilman. And I'm not even going to go into the weaknesses that I perceive Gilman might have up in space, but Jason Voorhees, and like you said, I didn't even want to take that he's been in space before, and he's like, oh, home court advantage.
Damn. So, Aaron, it seems like they both took out all 5. Would you agree?
Yeah, they took out all 5. I mean, I'm envisioning in my head that scene where they've all taken hit from the joint and they're all singing "We're Not Alone." It's like, we dare to expose our hearts just to feel the purest parts. And like Gilman's just like shredding his face, and then like, or Jason comes in and just throws his machete, and that kid with the pumping his fist on the Sulaco basketball cart, I don't know, sports field inside the gym, and just the machete goes through his hand, pins him against the wall. I think there's some pretty good kills from both these guys.
Oh yeah, I honestly imagined that one of them finds a repulsor gun and just shoots each other by accident. I see an accidental kill coming.
That's true. Jason and I did not think about that. That's probably true.
Man,
Yeah, they would
so
probably take out each other first.
Jason rounds the corner and there's just like a dead body. He's like, what the hell is this?
Screw this, I'm getting out of here. No more detention for me. Hits the button, the airlock opens, they all get sucked out.
Well, I guess we have our first rebuttal then. We need a tiebreaker.
Okay.
So, Jason, the Falcon, you get 60 seconds. How are you going to take out Jason the Voorhees? And 60 seconds, go.
I'm thinking that maybe gravity and pressure could be a huge part of it, because the Gilman is amphibious. If he can manage to make it to a place where maybe the airlock has broken or the false gravity is not functioning the way that it should, he's going to have a physical advantage because he's used to high pressure and no oxygen. I mean, granted, he needs gills, but he can function with lungs and also gills. I'm thinking that might give him an advantage. To be honest, like, I'm rooting for Voorhees on this one.
Jason, stick together.
Like, just to be real. I mean, the Gilman is tough, but pressure.
Pressure.
A for effort.
Yeah, you had a concept and you stuck with it. I like it.
All right, Matt. 60 seconds on the clock. Go.
I agree with Jason. Jason would win. I think I'll throw her the bone. I think if they were in a watery environment, if they were in the Gilman's location, Jason, we know, is not really a fan of water. Gilman lives in water, so that would be that fight there. But I think anywhere else, I mean, just look at the physical advantages of a fight. I think Jason is physically bigger. He's also, with his smallest machete, he's still got the reach on Gilman. Jason really kind of can't be killed. Gilman is very hard to kill, but Jason pretty much can't be killed. And again, home court advantage. He knows this space thing. He's got it locked down. No, I mean, gravity and pressure aside, don't try to science me out of this, but still.
With 15 seconds to spare.
Yeah, I'll save those for later. Let's spend those 15 seconds saying that I think Gilman has that King Kong vibe where he wants to take the female hostage because he's in love with her. I think he's taking the nerdy little blonde kid in this one. The dude.
I'll vote for that.
I think that's the one he's walking away with. Molly Ringwald has her moments, but like, I'm not taking her to a cave.
So So Michael C. Hall got to get that booty ready then.
Yeah, not how I would
think
have
this is
phrased it, but yeah.
purely a location advantage, because if they were even on the planet from Aliens, there's that water, like Newt falls in that water tunnel.
Yeah.
I think Jason in the water, especially Jason Takes Manhattan, when we see him hit the water, he starts puking up and going, "Mommy," and crying about it.
Turns into a child.
So, especially because you picked and magically turns into a child. Yeah. Especially because you picked Jason Takes Manhattan Jasons. If they were near any body of water, I think Gilman would have this, but in space, no one can hear your hockey mask.
Yeah, I guess I know it seems like an unfair battle, but Matt brought up a really good point that I think is to show like maybe not all of the people get taken down. Gilman is a lover. And there's that chance that he might not take one of them all the way through. He might keep one of them as a trinket, as a little trophy. So that's kind of important.
Yeah.
Jason's where he's just like, "What are you doing? You don't take them." He's like, "No." The Gilman's like, "But he or she is hot." And Jason's like, "I know. That's why we kill." No, give me that sleeping bag. I'll show you what to do.
Yeah. I'll show you where to hang things up to dry.
Who knows? Maybe Gilman and the nerdy blonde kid can kind of shape of water something and take Jason down together.
Okay,
that's amazing.
I would watch. I think I'd watch all of these movies. I'll be honest. Whether it's one movie or a series, I'd go through it.
Jason's like, "Can't you smell the sexual tension and weed smoke? We got to kill all."
So I think it's safe to say Matt got this one.
Jason.
Regardless,
please.
best high school experience, right?
Yeah. So I should make sure to tally up our points at a place so I can keep track of this. It seems like the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens? Do they both get 5 and Matt gets an extra point for winning, or how does that work?
So Matt is the only one who gets points in that one. You got to win the whole round to keep your kills, or to keep your body count.
Oh,
Bring those back to the cave.
Yeah. So you got to work hard, babies.
Devastating rule.
I'm kind of excited now to be on the other side of the table. Like me and the Hawk can wait and now hear your guys' argument. Like I'm excited now. This is fun. It's fun not to drive.
All right.
It's great, right?
Let's see here. Let's see what we got.
Remy, do our show proud, man. Come on.
I'm bringing it, man.
All right, Aaron. Oh, snap.
Yeah.
You have Samara from The Ring.
Okay, great. Good.
I like the confidence.
All right. You will be in the Addams Family house.
Oh.
Awesome.
And your prey is our good old boys, the Winchester brothers.
Okay.
First of all, well, hold on. You got a team. You got Bobby with them also. He's still alive. We got Castiel and Kevin, their prophet.
Damn.
Okay, and the 2 brothers.
And you get Dean and
Ruby's taking notes.
But before the time gets going, I need to say something about the Winchester brothers.
All right.
Okay. I needed to do a
posters
little
all
research.
over his room of the Winchester
I needed to do a little research, and this is for the internet in general, maybe some of our audience. Guys, they're brothers, and when I did a Google image search for Winchester brothers,
I know where this is going.
guys, it's not okay. They're brothers. I'm pretty sure in most of the states, what you guys want them to do is illegal, completely illegal, messed up. You guys are messed up.
There are no
Winchester brothers. Yeah,
It's
they're
very
pretty
true.
cool.
Yeah.
Some knows.
Some ships shouldn't leave the port, and that's one of
Oh
them.
my gosh. So I'm ready for this, but
All right.
cannot get some images out of my head.
The internet might have been a mistake.
I'm sorry that happened to you.
So Samara from The Ring.
Yep.
Okay.
60
great.
seconds. Go.
Here we go. Boom. So it is the Winchester brothers, like paranormal activity business, family business, and a tape comes to them and they're like, "Oh, let's watch this shit. It's probably like something cool to start our next case off." Because they get messages all the time that help them like start their adventures. They pop the cassette in and it's the 2 brothers and they're like, "Whoa," they get ringed immediately. Holy shit, they get ringed so hard. And Bobby walks in, he finds the big brother Winchester all in the closet making that horrible face that is in the ring, and you know the one I'm talking about, when the mom opens the door and the girl's in the closet and they smash cut to it, scares the shit out of you. He finds both of them like that. So the two Winchester brothers, the hardest in that team, are out already.
Hardest what?
So the two hardest guys on that team are out already. It is bad news for them. So then Castillo, he's like, I wonder what this tape is, because that's how the ring works. It draws you in. And he's like,
3
I'm their
seconds.
scribe, man. I got magic on my side. So he watches
And
the tape.
time.
Right. So I got 3 of them.
I don't know. Did Castiel get killed?
He watched the tape. And I don't think 7 days, then you die, man.
Or you'd go to rest. He believes in God after all.
Yeah, he might be. But I see him having a nice little battle of the minds with the ring tape, but he's not winning against some girl who can crawl out of a TV. He'd be like on his phone, like trying to call somebody, and oh no, and she comes out of the phone into his head. Who knows, man? It'd be real bad.
All right.
But if you want to not count Bobby not dying because I didn't get to it, I'll allow it.
We're not driving, Rumi. This is George's bus.
All names not mentioned don't get to die. I think you get to have the brothers and Castiel. So you get your 3. All right. Let's see who I get. Come on. Okay.
Who is
No,
it?
I got a good one. All right.
Okay.
Don't let my tone affect that. I got Ghostface from Scream.
All right.
Oh.
Okay. I got this. I'm a pro.
I want to watch the time too. Not that I don't trust you, but just
60 seconds.
keep going.
They're already started. I'm at 55, 54. Look, I'm giving you seconds. So we're in the Addams Family household, right? I'm Ghostface Killer. I'm going after the supernatural team. What the supernatural team doesn't have going for them is the fact that they don't know who the hell I am. They just meet me in the house. I'm like, oh my God, I'm lost. There's crazy things going on in this house. There's a slide that goes to treasure. There's a dude who's just a hand. Like, I need your guys' help. He starts separating them one by one. It's like, look, this is what I found over here. And they're trying to, because these guys, they go to investigate things on their own at times and everything. Bobby's a loner. So they're all doing their own things. And he's just picking them off one by one. And what they also don't know is that I'm more than one person. So while I got me over here taking one, I got another one on the other side just stabbing them in the back. Each of them gets taken out in each room separately. Divide and conquer, baby. Just like in the thing. And bam! Bam! Did I pull that off in the nick of time, guys?
Yeah. I think your first bam was on, but your second bam got cut off.
Do I get to offer any rebuttal to that? I do have something to say about that.
Well, our judges,
Oh,
Jason and Matt, will decide, do you think I fairly took out 5 in a row, or do we need to have a 60-second rebuttal?
because I would like to mention, I don't know if this is allowed, but I would like to mention that with Ghostface, the call comes from within the house. So one of these guys is probably a Ghostface.
I don't know if that's allowed, but that's a good point.
Yeah.
Like one of the potential victims could be Ghostface.
Therefore negating a victim, but that could be just a.
That's the beauty of having 2 ghost faces. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly right.
It's true.
And then but then they always kill each other. So damn.
Yeah,
Well,
actually,
I ran out of time, so I didn't get to kill myself at the end. But I am feeling a little woozy.
This is hard, Jason. What do you think?
It is really hard because on the one hand, I don't believe that Ghostface would ever kill more people than Samara could. On the other hand, George brought up a really good point using the environment that they're in with all the weird stuff that exists in the Addams Family house. So I do really like that argument.
I do like that he used the house for it.
And we have like 4 or 5 Scream movies worth of him/them/her killing people in a regular house. Now, if they were friggin' fun slides and spinny walls and shit like that, I think, although what would be awesome, and George didn't really speculate on which this was, if it was a Scooby-Doo type of situation, where Ghostface Killer did not realize that it was the Addams Family house, and he was trying to stab people, but then walls would be switching, and he's, whoa, it's the other room. I'd watch that movie, too.
Yeah, I almost want to vote for the Addams Family house itself to be the one with the highest
Like
both the killers and the whole
like a mix of
supernatural
Amityville Horror House and
Right.
Addams Family, like the Addams Family Horror House.
Yeah,
How you-
if
we'd
it
have to
was
title
goofy
that.
and it was just like straight up murder.
Well,
That's
I
fun.
think George has some really good points, but I think Rumi has a point that he didn't really hit super hard, but it's a supernatural. Like his killer and his situation is a supernatural one, and it's really hard to escape that if you follow the rules of the movie, you know, or the rules of the mythos of the franchise. Whereas George has mythos and everything too, but it's very reality based, even though his victims are not necessarily. So I don't. It's actually, when you started talking, I thought it was going to be cut and dry, but now I'm not so sure.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I think Rumi's excitement was killing me, so it's like an extra point for that.
It's interesting because in kind of preparing for this, I was like, what would happen if Samara went against the Winchester crew? And Aaron's point of Sam and Dean are going to watch that tape together right away is exactly what I was thinking too. So it's and
that's probably the two
best heavy hitters. So
that's probably that's the two heaviest hitters on his crew.
Oh, it's tough.
Ooh.
I might want to hear rebuttals.
Yeah, I agree. Tell us more shit.
Because this is pretty tough.
All right. Damn, I didn't see that happening.
Oh man.
This negated my 5 kills. Just All right, Aaron. I'll put 60 seconds on the clock.
Okay.
Go.
So even if you have the Winchester brothers are gone, Castro.
Oh, no. Stop. Hold on. I'll cancel this.
What happened?
So we're just going against each other now.
Right. Oh.
Your tape or your killer versus killer.
Yeah.
Please. All right. Let's do this.
All right, go.
So even if the Scream guy, Ghostface, whichever one it is, maybe it's Bobby, pulls off the mask, it's Bobby's killed everybody else. And he goes and he finds this tape lying on the floor of the Addams Family house. And he goes to pop it in the VCR, and the VCR comes alive and bites his hand off. Then the tape's still playing, and Samara's coming out of the TV, grabbing Bobby Ghostface or whoever it's going to be, and just crawls down his throat. He's puking up the water, and he's like, oh, God. And then light shoots out of his eyes, and he gets sucked back into the TV. And then the Addams come in, sit down, and they watch Beverly Hillbillies. Done. Ding.
It was the Beverly Hillbillies and the Ding that really pushed that argument over the top.
Sold. 10 seconds to spare.
Just sit there and look pretty.
Doing a good job. All right. I like that. That was a good attempt. 60 seconds. Okay. My timer has started. 10 seconds have passed as of now. Okay, so you're Samara. You got your ring tape. I'm going to give you the fact that both guys watched the tape and 7 days pass and they die. I've just given you that. How am I going to win this? Oh, wait, there's a sequel where people get revenge. Ghostface does not die. Ghostface is an inherited thing who gets to come back. And now that they see what happens to the person who dies, they're not going to watch that tape. They are going to destroy the tape. And then they get to go home and keep on getting rid of more people. What's that? 20 seconds left? Boom.
Damn.
Boom.
Cut me a little deep there, man.
Lawyers.
What do you think?
Right.
Are we
Judges?
Are we rebutting now, or are we judging?
Yeah.
What do you think, Hawk?
I mean, George's point that there's more than one Ghostface is a good one. So are we talking about like Ghostface in general, or are we talking about like these two specific ones that we've been working with since the beginning of this argument? Is, I guess, kind of like the weird question that we can't answer.
So it's negated or entertained?
I don't know.
Are we
Matt,
taking
what do
out
you
the
think?
canon of Scream?
Violence.
I think we got to leave. I think we got to, let's keep it in the, I say allow it because it's
Mhm.
part of what, like, just to keep the conversation going. And
Yeah.
it's a good point. I think the both rebuttals were strong enough that it didn't really help push us too hard. It didn't push me too hard one way or
That's
another.
true.
I think Aaron and George need to arm wrestle. And Aaron's got a Freddy glove behind him.
Oh, hold on. I had to get my hat so I could have my over the top moment like Sylvester.
Yeah.
Over the top, Dad. Over the top.
I'm gonna go. I have to put my money someplace. I'm gonna put my money on Ghostface and George because I think that the victims are not prepared for that type of assault. I don't think they're ready for that. I think there's more situation like George said, especially in the Addams Family house, where people are going to be separated and they're going to be concerned about investigating stuff, figuring out the house, and all that nonsense, while Ghostface Killer is Ghostface killing. And then Rumi, it's a very narrow margin, but Rumi's guys are paranormal guys investigating paranormal things. I'm giving those victims better odds than them getting killed by a serial killer.
All right, let's see how it is.
Yeah, I think the argument of like the splitting everybody up inside the Addams Family house kind of has my vote. So I think I have to vote for George.
It's close, right? Like, it is not as
So
decisive.
close.
Good fight.
And
Good
actually,
fight.
George, I wish that your rebuttal would have been the way that you get rid of the curse is to show the tape to someone else. And there's definitely no way that anyone who was Ghostface at any point would have qualms with killing another person to stay alive. I mean, that's the
sure.
funny thing about
Yeah.
Samara's curse is that it's very easily negated through a relatively small action. But yeah, I think George has my vote.
Good fight, man.
Well
That was
played.
fun.
I love during like Matt's little dissertation of like who gets to win. Aaron, you're just there like swiveling in your chair like, it's like this better be going to me. I'm your boy. Like, we do a show together.
And I was gonna tell you,
I know
like,
where you live.
Like an angry Stevie Wonder. Man.
Rumi is so excited, and that's why I love to do our show with him, because like, even if what he's saying is utter bullshit and I don't agree with it, it's still super fun to hear him say it, because he's just like this 6-foot-tall puppy who's just so excited about everything. And it's hard to argue with that. It's hard to argue against that.
Hell yeah, man.
I agree. There's a lot of passion, man. A lot of passion. It wasn't easy. All right.
Well, at least you know what I bring now. All right.
Yeah.
Now, how do we get into the next round? Lay it out, George.
Switching it up now. So the two people who won the last round will go against each other, and the two people who lost their rounds will go against each other. So I get to go against you, Matt.
Good luck.
Yeah, I know you're gonna need it.
Oh,
you're talking to me. Yeah.
Don't bring that Ghostface Addams Family nonsense in my house.
I ain't having it.
Watch, you're gonna give me some crap now. You're gonna be like, all right, Matt has the mayor in Jaws. And
hey, I was given Ghostface against Samara. I had to pull that out of my ass. All right.
Pretty good. That was a hard one. That was hard.
Matt has a Boogans.
All right.
That would be a good pull.
I don't know, Matt. I think you're gonna like this one.
All right.
You got Predator.
Oh, I mean, there's really only so many. I'm getting some good pulls.
I mean, that's good.
Oh man, we've done a whole episode about Predator versus people.
Yeah.
We did Predator versus Jason, remember?
Yeah.
If we could plug that, if you could listen to our episode about Predator fighting people, Predator versus Jason was one of the ones that we were like, this is instant movie or comic book right here.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things I was like, how has that not happened?
True.
Yeah, right. I can't be the only idiot who thought about that.
Get on it, IDW.
So you're Predator. Your location is going to be a fun time because you're at Dave & Buster's.
Okay.
And
Get them tickets, bro.
this is so perfect. Okay.
Fair.
So you are Predator. You're at Dave & Buster's, and your prey are 6 angry Karens fully equipped to write a letter and record you on their iPhones.
Awesome. 6 of them? Okay.
6.
At
That's
Dave
a lot.
Buster's.
Yep. You ready?
Dang, dog. All right.
All right. And our next to catch a predator, 60 seconds now.
Entire thing is shot from Karen number 4's cell phone. So you can see this entire video happens from that POV. Dave & Buster's is one of the coolest places to go. It doesn't matter if you're an adult or a kid. If you're a Karen, you're not playing games. You're standing around bitching about something. So their kids are probably running a mess, just havoc all over the place. So Predator looks at killing them first. One kid's like, want some candy? And he's like, no, I gotta go kill your moms. So he goes over, he starts just slicing through. And you know Predator's gonna make that look good. He's got glaive, he's got wrist gauntlets, he's not even gonna use the smart disc. He's gonna choke out first Karen just because it's gonna cause panic and be awesome. It's just walking his way through a herd of complainers. Because the thing about Karens won't run. Karens will stay there and stand and fight. Well, they'll argue and fight. They're going to all record this on their cell phone. They're all going to be yelling. He's not even going to take trophies till the end. And you know what? He will take the cell phones as trophies, not the skulls. He's going to kill all...
That was actually a good place to end. That was good. I like that. Takes the cell phones as trophies. Now I'm imagining a predator with iPhones all around.
I'm imagining with the hands attached, like around.
He's got a bag full of like angry Yelp reviews dangling from his hip, like a mesh bag of angry Yelp reviews.
Oh man, that's a good one. I'm afraid to see what I have. All right. I have The Thing.
Oh.
Okay.
That's a good matchup.
All right.
This
all
is
right.
like Trapped in the Ice came from space, not Benjamin Grimm, right?
Yeah, we're talking like the Thing with like John Carpenter's The Thing. Yeah. So we're not doing classic Thing. We're not doing whatever happened afterwards.
Okay.
Just that one. Even though like the sequel, prequel, same power set. So.
Sure.
All right. I can do this. The Thing, as we all know, the Thing can take on any shape and form. And so in turn, the Thing can just become Karen number 7.
Oh.
And then start pitting the Karens against each other. And what's worse than a Karen going against the world than a Karen going against herself? So now while it has all the Karens just recording one another and writing letters to, I guess, their significant others, it just starts, it'll take out one of their children, and then that Karen's like, oh no, where's Toby? Karen gone. And then one by one, we're just taking out a Karen left and right. One Karen gets topped in a ball pit. One Karen is being shoved in a coin machine. Another Karen's being left in souvenirs with a stuffed animal shoved down her throat. Thing just takes out every Karen. 3, 2, 1.
See, this game's
I don't know if this is
super hard.
loud, but here's my thing.
Damn, shots fired. Just like
This
a Karen
game's super
would.
hard because I just want to argue it now. That's a great. I love both
Yeah,
of those.
honestly.
Yeah.
No, it's funny. Like when the 60 seconds ends, that's when it's like, oh, I should have said this.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh man.
This is tough because I mean they're both really strong cases for killing everybody, but the Predator is just so efficient. You know what I mean?
And the thing about the good thing about a Predator fighting a Karen is the Karens get incensed about it. They get so upset. The Karens will be so mad that it's happening, and they'll really just like. So I think as if I was watching this movie, I would enjoy the fact that they were getting so riled up. Whereas the Thing, you didn't mention any paranoia coming in, so they were just kind of like getting taken out, unaware that it was happening. Like he walks up, and he's like, "Mommy, I want some pizza," and she's like, "Hold on, I'm twittering right now," and and the thing could have taken the kid, but the paranoia of the distrust that comes in the Karens is what really would play into the thing. And I don't know if I don't know if watching the thing take over Karens as it was described might have that paranoia and that satisfaction of their anger getting riled up. What do you think, Jason?
Yeah, I mean, the thing that Matt brought up of like the Karens are not gonna run, they're gonna huddle around and be upset and you know, like offended at this thing like killing them. You know what I mean? I think that is a really good point. I mean, it's so hard because both arguments are really good, and I really want to see like the Thing versus the Predator in a Dave and Buster's. Especially with the Karens. But I'm kind of leaning towards Matt. Sorry, George. Yeah.
I think just satisfaction of watching a Predator clean the skull of a Karen would be pretty rock and roll.
Entirely shot through the iPhone of camera.
Yeah.
That also was a good point.
Probably my favorite part.
Yeah.
Oh God, I would love to see that.
But George, I will give you use the environments very well. I do say you're very good about pulling your environments, the ball pit, maybe. That'd be a good place to kill somebody.
I already won, I think, so I don't mind giving George an idea. But the cool thing about having the Karens be taken by the Thing is it could infiltrate. So the fight, it wouldn't necessarily be a fight where it was physically hurting them, but once one Karen was a Thing, that Karen would be Karening at the other ones and start some drama with them. And then all of a sudden there'd be a Karen battle because slowly they'd be infiltrating and taking over the group. So there was just one human Karen left. And all those Karens would be like, internet trolling and stuff about her. You know what I mean? They'd be like talking shit to other friends that weren't even at Dave & Buster's. They'd be like, you won't believe how Karen number 1 is playing skee ball. She's like, bitch, I'm the only human here.
Because what's a worse death than an online death, right?
Yeah, that's true, especially for Karens, right?
Right.
Think about in The Thing how it infiltrated Outpost 31. It was the dog, right?
Yeah.
To infiltrate Dave & Buster's, it'll be a little kid, and then they hear this noise from the ball pit, and they go over, and it's the kids in the ball pit, and all the one of them's head opens up, and tentacles are killing all the kids, and Karen number 3 runs over with a homemade flamethrower of hairspray and her lighter, and just
the kid sprouts giant arms that break through the Dave & Buster's roof and just goes outside.
Yeah, get that on your cell phone.
But I do love the idea of it becoming a Karen number 7.
Yeah,
and kind of worming its way in that way. They were both really good arguments, but
I would definitely watch both those movies.
Oh, totally.
And I'm actually glad that the victory came early, because as much as I love the Predator, I don't think one Predator could take on the Thing. I don't know if we're allowed to jump into this side note here, but I think the Predator needs a straight-on fight, and I think if the Thing tried to get the Predator, especially if the Predator was hunting or doing something else, I don't know that the Predator, at least any Predator that I've read about or seen thus far, could catch on that quick to that sort of infiltration. He's looking for a fight. He's not expecting to literally be taken over by someone.
Yeah. The end of that Dave and
There's
Buster's,
definitely that cerebral warfare.
Yeah. Dave and Buster's on fire, burnt to the ground. You got the one Predator sitting there sipping J&B, and another Predator walks out of the cloud of smoke, and they sit down and they just share the bottle. Yeah.
I guess we'll see what happens.
Guess we'll see what happens. Yes.
I think just on paper when I read it, it's that just looks wonderful. Predator, Predator, Dave and Buster's, 6 Angry Karens. It's oh my God.
Totally.
I would watch. I mean, that's a Robot Chicken sketch waiting to
right?
happen, right?
Oh, honestly.
We know a couple people. We'll get on that. That's,
all right.
I would watch all of these movies or vignettes or anything. And I know a lot of our fans will send us artwork. If anybody listening to this wants to send artwork about any of this, I know we will post the hell out of it because we love it.
Oh yeah,
so
for
if anyone
sure.
wants
Likewise.
to draw this, if any of you guys are artistic, I know at least half of the people in this room are artistic. I am not, but I will look at stuff like crazy.
Yeah, and the FM fans are so many of them paint and do special effects, makeup, and everything. It's like
It's
I can
true.
only imagine what the fans will come up with after hearing these things.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
All right, are our next combatants ready?
Yes.
Ready.
Who's going first?
Good question.
Flip that coin.
Yeah.
Heads or tails? You know what? I'm gonna do it this way. Since on my screen, Jason, you're up top, and Aaron, you're on the bottom. I'll put you as Jason heads, Aaron tails.
All right.
Okay.
Flip it.
Aaron tails.
All right. So,
All right.
I choose which side of the field I want to start or defer. Like,
Yeah, if you want, you could do that.
Don't act like you know about sports.
Sure.
No one in this room knows anything about sports.
No, I'll go first. I'm kidding.
I play Monster League football. I don't know what you're talking about. I totally owned it on Sega Genesis.
Base Wars was a jam.
All right, Aaron.
Yeah.
You are Kyako from The Grudge. You keep on getting these. I was waiting for like Jason to get one of these characters.
Yeah, they're some of my favorites.
Yeah. But in turn, you know them well, so.
I should have deferred.
Yeah. All right, so you're Kyako. You are in Dracula's castle. And your prey is Buffy the Vampire Slayer and her friends. Or Buffy and friends. So that means she has Willow.
The Scooby Crew. Okay.
Yeah, right. The new age Scooby Crew. So yeah, you got Buffy, Willow, Xander, Cordelia, and Giles.
Buffy, Willow, Xander.
Oh, and to make it clear on here, it's Willow with magical powers. Willow. So this is like near the end of the series.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Timer. All right. 60 seconds on the clock. Wait.
So the Buffy and the Scooby Crew are coming to Dracula's castle to kill Dracula, but there's no Draculas here. So when they go down in the basement and they're kicking armadillos out of the way and they open the casket and there's nothing there, there's a little grudge kid behind them going, meow, oh shit. And that makes them scatter. They're like, oh no. So, Buffy is a very hard combatant, but the little grudge kid can sneak up out of shadows. He can appear in shower curtains. He can appear in your throat, out the back of your head while you're taking a shower. And once you've been in Dracula's castle, once you've been inside the home, that kid can follow you home anywhere. And he will take each one of them out at his own leisure, at his own time. He doesn't even need to do it at the castle. He can take any amount
10
of
seconds.
Space, time, anything he needs to do. He will find you. If there's a little bit of shadow in the corner, something out of the corner of your eye moves, boom, he's got you.
And time. That was a good one.
That was tough. That was tough because I don't know him that well. But it's okay. It's okay. I did see the movie and the remake. So.
All right. Jason, let's see who you got. You got Alien from Alien.
Damn it.
So just to recap, you're in Dracula's castle and you're going after Buffy and friends.
Okay.
I saw a note on this paper. It says Buffy N friends. 60 seconds on the clock. Go.
Okay. I'm on board with Aaron at the beginning. They're at Dracula's castle to kill Dracula. She is a vampire slayer. That's their whole thing. They have never encountered anything even remotely close to the xenomorph before. That thing has tricks all over its body. It's got the second mouth. It's got its tail. It's got its acid blood. The Scooby Gang, these kids are not prepared for a xenomorph. In the castle, it's got all kinds of different places to hide because that was the biggest thing in Alien was it was picking them all off slowly. Even if there were other people in the room, there's just crevices because they don't know its biology and they don't know what this thing is. They're probably going after it like it's a vampire or other sort of like terrestrial, supernatural
10 seconds.
creature. They don't have anything, like they don't use like guns or, I mean, Willow could summon fire.
That is time.
They're not ready.
They're not ready.
Not ready. I would watch that special Buffy episode though for sure.
Alien in a Gothic castle.
Yeah.
I mean, as jarring as it is at first, it fits so well thematically and
Oh,
aesthetically.
totally.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Because all those
good
like
pulls.
hidden corridors because Dracula's castle is always changing too. So it's just like that alien can go anywhere, and there's probably more of a chance of the alien figuring stuff out in that castle than before they ever do. Just because it's always going through every crevice, like that's how it was in the ship. It was going through all the ducts and everything. I guess imagine it coming through like a painting or like through a brick out of nowhere. It's like a brick just moves and all of a sudden alien, bam.
Like in Dead Space or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, you're in the bell tower and suddenly you like hear all this noise and all the bats come down and you're like, bats. But underneath the bats in the shadows, alien drops down and gets you while you're trying to get bats out of your head. Why am I helping her? I don't even know.
I'm kind of wondering that.
That's an awesome scene that you just did, but I love the beginning of that scene where the alien is like, hey, can you guys scoot over a little bit? And the bats like look at each other, they don't know what to do. So he's like, no, now crunch in, like you go over here. Yeah, go over me. Yeah. Now
we practice this. Come on, guys.
When the Scooby Gang comes, you go first. You just fly around. I don't care where you go. You can come right back after. I'll leave your house night, your belfry night.
Matt, who do you think got this?
I want to say Jason right out of the gate, but I feel that she is underestimating Buffy and Crew's ability to fight. And yes, I think like I'm not the biggest Buffy guy, but I can't think of a specific enemy that they face that's similar to Buffy, similar to the alien. But they fight demons and vampires and stuff that is not only powerful but supernatural and magical and stuff.
Yeah, much like the Supernatural crew, they fight almost every monster.
Yeah, so I feel like
beyond.
I feel like it wouldn't be the craziest, most jarring thing for them. I think they can adjust to that, especially when they have powers. Like Buffy is a slayer, Willow has magic. Did you say Seth Green was there? Is there a werewolf?
No werewolf. Yeah.
Sucka.
Yeah.
He's a little tiny.
We're past season 3, but just there enough so we still have Willow Powers and Giles alive.
I think I don't know that turns the tide. What do you think?
Because that's the thing. Like you mentioned, like Buffy's a slayer. Willow has powers. Giles is kind of like this endless almanac of like information. You know, like he just knows everything.
He's getting eaten first. I mean, he's either killed or he will have a
Xander, useless Xander, like he's out. Like what the heck? Xander's cannon fodder. You know?
Yeah, that's fair enough. That's true.
He's going to be missing 2 eyes by the end.
If anything, I'd say between Xander and Cordelia, because I feel like Cordelia didn't become like worth anything until she went to like the Angels show, and then she started pulling her weight. You know. But like in Buffy, between her and Xander, I can see them just being like the example of like, all right, this is how the alien kills. All right, now we can see its weaknesses.
Yeah,
like,
they learn those. They're those 2 off as learning experiences.
Yeah.
Every friend group you have has a learning experience. Like when that one gets killed, that's when you start to formulate your defense plan.
Yeah. But I gotta say, I like what Aaron came with though, the fact that if for some reason they leave this castle, which would be lucky as hell if they pull that off with that labyrinth of a building, there's no escaping the thing. Like you can escape the alien in some format because it is a physical being, but the fact that Kyako isn't, and it's just once it gets in contact with your life, you're screwed. That's it.
Yeah.
Like we've seen all the movies. I haven't seen any way to stop that thing from coming after you. There is zero weaknesses. You burn the house, okay, we'll find another house.
That's true.
You know, like the last one we saw, which if anyone heard one of our last podcasts on Famous Monsters, we reviewed the most current Grudge, and while we may not have enjoyed it that much, that thing traveled overseas. Like it came to America, and we had a whole new set. It's like, all right, so there's just nothing. As long as you're bound to Earth, I guess. I don't know. Maybe if Kyako goes to space, we'll see what happens then.
Alien's like, I got this.
Yeah.
I mean, if you give us Rebuttal, I don't think the Xenomorph can beat Kyako.
What do you think, Matt? Is it Rebuttal time? Like, I think I have a winner, honestly, for me. But
all right, go ahead.
Like for me, I think I'm gonna lean towards Aaron, personally.
I'm leaning too, but I don't know if I'm ready to throw. Can we rebut? Can we have a rebuttal?
Yeah. All right. Looks like you guys got a
asked
rebuttal.
for it, Rumi.
All right, who's going first on the rebuttal?
Mm.
We'll go in the same order again.
Okay.
So 60
So,
seconds. Go.
The xenomorph has slaughtered the Scooby crew, and Xander's eye patch is dripping from his jaws, and the xenomorph turns around. There's a little boy, and the little boy goes, meow, and the xenomorph walks up and tries to grab the little boy, and it just disappears in his hand. And the xenomorph's an animal; he doesn't have a lot of calculations in his head, so he's not quite sure what's going on. So the xenomorph moves on with his day, and he's terraforming the Earth, getting ready for the Queen aliens and more xenomorph takeover. But every now and then, out of the corner of his eye, a little boy, and like pops out, gets him, and before you know it, that xenomorph's just got nightmares in his mind of a little like pale ass boy just being like and crawling on the ceiling, and like crawling down the stairs backwards, and that xenomorph finally gets taken down from his own insanity. If an animal can go insane, you will see it in the xenomorph.
With 10 seconds to spare. I'm gonna start calling you Johnny 10 seconds, man.
Can you just do the impression for the last 10 seconds?
Yeah, because what was it again?
What?
Oh no, we want the boy. We want the boy.
Boy.
Oh, you want the boy?
Best part of the argument every time.
Yeah. I want someone please someone superimpose him in the movie. Ruby, you could do that. Put you in just in one scene.
Yourself.
I just want to see that.
Oh, you're kidding. I have Jen in the office right now. Jen, work on this now. All right, all right, Jason. Are you ready?
Yeah.
As ready as I'm going to be. 60 seconds. Go.
Okay, so I would argue that the curse that Kyako and Toshio, that's the little boy's name, the curse that they spread is spread mostly through fear. Sort of like similar to Samara's videotape curse. It's a fear-based thing. I don't think the xenomorph has fear in the true sense of how humans experience it. Like Aaron was saying, it's a very, very different physiology. We've seen that they work a little bit more sort of like the hive format, like ants. A regular xenomorph drone is not going to experience that type of fear that Kyako and Toshio usually kill through. I mean, we don't even know if it can see them. So I don't think
that is time. I stopped looking at the timer because I was like, I was actually engulfed in what you're saying. I was like, yeah, keep going.
Because she knows the names of the monsters.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that the little boy had a different name. See, she knew her stuff.
Yeah, Aaron wins. She didn't do any impressions. I had no visual representation of what anything looked like.
That's a good point.
Fun fact, though. Jason often meows on the Famous Monsters podcast.
It's true. I meow a whole lot. Like, my spouse and I, like, instead of arguing, we end up just meowing at each other, which is actually a thing that Holly witnessed when I went and saw her.
Yeah.
Like, we got into an argument, and she's like, "Are you guys meowing at each other?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, people don't regularly do that."
I'm gonna try that, and
yeah,
I mean, I don't know what the best result would be, but
Matt and I, we're gonna have some confused wives later today.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I've done it with my wife. She just meows back.
Yeah, because usually it's just like, well, meow, meow, meow.
Yeah.
Then meow, meow, meow.
Yeah. Like I've done it with Jen. Jen's just like, "Ooh, a fun game. Okay." And it's like, "No, meow, 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 meow. Yeah, meow, meow, meow." This is a horror podcast.
I'm gonna try it with my wife, but I think I'm gonna end up sleeping on the couch.
She's gonna
she's
gonna hiss at you.
Yeah. This is a tough one, man. I like that. I like Jason's comeback. I think that was really good. That was a very good point. Because I was at first I'm thinking Aaron's like, yeah, Aaron's got this. Yeah, that's a good point. Because I'm thinking at first like, imagine what it would look like seeing an alien just lose its shit, just like kind of go crazy and become like paranoid. Like, what does a paranoid big alien look like? I just imagine it's just like constantly just being so scared and like not knowing what to do. And
George wins impression.
like because like you said before, it's like the boy disappears. Kyako
Yeah.
disappears. Like it can attack all at once, but it's attacking nothing.
Mhm.
And so just eventually it'll have like that frustration and paranoia. But I love that, Jason, the fact that since it is so animalistic and it does work like an insect, like a drone, they don't have like feelings like that. As far as we know scientifically, there's no feelings, with those kind of creatures.
Right.
So it would probably just keep on attacking, not even knowing what it's doing. It's like, oh, if it disappears, like I got another one.
Yeah.
Right.
Whoa. I don't know. So what is it, like a war?
I guess my
Alright,
question
I'm
would be
going
like,
back to,
does Kyako kill the alien?
is that our bottom line now? That's our standard? We're not even worried about the Buffy crew anymore?
Not even. They didn't make it.
In either situation? Okay.
In either, yeah.
So I'm thinking...
The thing
They're
is,
in
you
the
never
bag.
really see, how the grudge kill. Like, you see it happening, and then they find the body. There isn't a lot of times where you see physical violence happening. Correct me if I'm wrong. If anybody remembers a better version of this movie where a murder happens on screen.
The only thing I can think that would imply like physical harm, because a lot of times the body just disappears and the person is never seen again. There is a part in the first Grudge where a girl has her jaw ripped off. But that's the only thing I can think of. And like, if you're gonna rip the alien's jaw off, it has a second mouth, and it's gonna pass it all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the thing is, I don't know if the grudge can kill a xenomorph, but at the same time, I don't know if the xenomorph cares about the grudge ghost.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, what when you get to the very last level there, what is happening? And I can't. Ooh.
Like,
it would have to be one of like the really early versions of the aliens, like from like the Covenant and stuff, like Prometheus and Covenant.
What movie are you talking about?
The alien movies, like Alien Covenant.
Yeah, like Alien.
I'm gonna go. I don't believe in this
Alien
conversation.
3, Alien Resurrection. I remember those.
That's what I'm saying. Like, in order for the curse to work, it would have to be one of those, and not like the drone. You know what I mean?
Oh.
So.
Erin wins because she's talking about Covenant. She's referencing that as canon, so I'm gonna play a flute for Erin's victory.
Oh, damn.
I was picking Aaron in the beginning, but now with the rebuttals, I might have been swayed the other way.
See, and I think I was the inverse. I think I was on Team Jason and it's hard, but I think I'm leaning Aaron for the supernatural.
Damn.
But it's like we're getting down to like we got to get a scientist involved to talk about.
So do we call it a tie and then the next round?
Arm wrestle.
Arm wrestle.
There's not been enough arm wrestling in this show.
It really hasn't.
So,
I think I'm going Aaron by like a razor's edge, but
it's just because we're roommates.
No, it's just because we were roommates 12 years ago.
Yeah, like that initial argument was good. Like I want to give it to him, but it's knowing that like they can't actually kill each other.
I'm giving it to Jason because I don't think I don't think the xenomorph is scared.
Yeah,
that won me over.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good.
It's a good fight.
All right, well, if Aaron says that I think Jason is the victor, then I think we can award that, right?
Yeah. See, look at that. We have honor.
Yeah, I mean,
I appreciate that. If we hadn't done the rebuttals, my vote would have absolutely been for Aaron.
Yeah.
That was like the best
good.
talk that we had, I think.
And I asked for the rebuttal because I thought for sure that argument was solid, but then she had and if I had just left it alone. See, that's
Did
me.
you listen to it and you're like, no, wait, I'm a loser.
That was me just want to like slather on some icing to my argument.
I really pulled that rebuttal out of absolutely nowhere. Like going into the rebuttal, I was like, what even am I going to say? Because I think Kyako gets it. But Thinking on your feet.
Yeah.
It's
But
pretty
that's the
good.
thing. Like, I knew that if those, like, if the Ring or the Grudge was going to be in a round that you were a part of, you were going to know your stuff. Like, I knew
I'm
that.
Yeah, they're the Grudge and the Ring are like almost up there with like my favorites, like almost to the point of like The Exorcist, like not in
Ah.
quality, but it just in like I'm a sucker for it and
Yeah.
I love it.
What did you
And-
think of Samara versus Kyako?
I haven't actually watched it, but I've read about it and it sounds so insane. Like it sounds like everything I've ever wanted because it seems like they just kind of like dumped gasoline on the whole thing, set it on fire and then cranked it up to 11 because I think they reduced the videotape curse time down to 2 days from 7, which is like nothing. And then I mean
Bonkers. Yeah, it's
they
bonkers.
can't beat each other, right? They just fuse, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's much like
Oh, it's
it-
like Dragon Ball Z
yeah,
fusion.
it's bonkers. Worth watching for sure. You know, I've watched it with people. I've seen it twice. People, the first group I watched with loved it. They were like, "Oh my god, it's so crazy,"
Mhm.
and they're like, "Oh man, it's just like you said, it's fireworks. It's a fire."
Uh-huh.
And then the next group that I watched it with hated it, and they're like, "Yeah, it's fire, a dumpster fire, boo!" They didn't like it at all. But like,
Wait,
I don't think they got it.
You watched it twice?
I saw it twice.
You got 4 days to live, brother.
I mean, it started out as like an April Fool's joke that then turned into a real thing. So, like,
Yeah.
what kind of expectations can you have for it?
Yeah.
Well, it's like
right.
bringing it full circle back to what George started with. Freddy vs. Jason, we've wanted that for, well, you know, at the time, we wanted that for so long. And they crafted it in such a way that it wasn't just the two of them fighting. They gave each of them decent motivation, decent story,
Mhm.
and they put them, just like we've done today, they kind of put them in that arena, that world with all these collateral damage victims that you're kind of want Freddy to kill these people, you want Jason to kill these people, and then when they finally do clash, it's that climax, the climax of the movie that you like really wanted to have. So
Mhm.
that's those movies are fun, man. When you get a good one like that builds. You got the victim, the body count, and then you get to the final battle grudge match.
Yeah. Can I ask, can we revel in the moment, the fact that Buffy the Vampire Slayer was a part of a Grudge situation, and Sarah Michelle Gellar plays the character in both the movie and the show?
Yeah, I was wondering who would point that out.
Like, I was waiting for that too. It's like, no one's gonna say this. It's like she has no chance. She doesn't survive.
That's
Oh.
true.
All right.
I failed. I missed that mark.
So we gave that to Jason, right?
hmm
I think now it's time for Team FM to go against each other.
Hmm.
Let's see here. Let's see what we got. Shall we decide? I think you just go first,
Okay.
since you won that round.
Okay.
That works. That works for me. You get Chucky,
Ooh.
and this would be, the regular Chucky, like from back in the 80s, 90s.
Right.
So not new robotic Chucky.
Not Covenant Chucky, Jason.
Yeah. You
I'd allow it
are
if it was Teddy Bear Chucky, though.
Cuddle Chucky. So you're Chucky. Your location is the Chopping Mall from the movie
Nice.
Chopping Mall.
Mattress King? Yes.
And your prey shall be the Walking Dead crew, which consists of Glenn, Rick, Michonne, Daryl, and Carol. Now, just so we're clear on the Chopping Mall, it appears that the drones are not active,
Damn.
but can be activated if you have someone who has the know-how to use technology.
Oh, this is why you need Covenant Chucky.
That would have changed the tides. He would have hacked everybody. Yeah.
Oh.
All right. So let's see here. Get the clock up. 60 seconds. You ready? Your eyes tell me no, but the clock says yes. And go.
Okay, so when it comes to the Walking Dead crew, what are they used to? They're used to zombies. That's a very obvious easily identified threat. You have a very clear line of action of like how to get rid of zombies. That's what they're used to. They're not expecting a doll, which doesn't look out of place in a mall even remotely. So he's able to go around and blend in. No one, like even Michonne, like as good as she is with her sword, she's not going to expect a little doll to come up behind her and get the drop on her with what, because he's sort of like whatever weapons, right? Like mostly a knife, but he's used a hammer before. He has the element of surprise. Not to mention, even if someone were to
and
like,
that is time.
okay.
Element of surprise. Okay.
All right.
I love he uses whatever weapons, and I'm imagining like the stats, you know, like height 2'1", you know, powers, demonic possession, weapons, whatever. Whatever, ... He used a hammer once, ...
It's like whatever fits in this.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Here's a big secret. I'm not that big of a Chucky fan.
Whatever.
I don't know that much about him.
Whatever. But he's a redhead. Redheads unite.
Oh, that's true.
You're like, not on this one. All right, let's see what I got. Okay, I have the Mummy.
Which mummy?
Apparently,
mummy?
this is classic Mummy.
Imhotep.
Yeah, so like, I don't think I'm Brendan Fraser Mummy, you know, Sandstorm Ronin stuff kind of thing. I'm just like
Too bad.
Boris Karloff style.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. 60 seconds. We're on. Okay. So, I'll be honest. This doesn't look good. But what we're all forgetting is that Imhotep, or what was his name? I can't remember his name now. But
Imhotep.
Imhotep, yeah, like he had the power to persuade and pretty much hypnotize his prey. So I could see him taking over Michonne and Carol and bringing them over to him, and then using them against the others, against Glenn, Rick, and Daryl. And we've seen how effective those two are. They're survivors. And if we've watched the show, we know that Glenn he's a dyer, and so is Rick. All right.
Dyer or never mind. Keep going.
I'm creating a new terminology.
All right.
All right. They're not survivors. Okay. So I think by using them against each other, he will use the ladies to kill them off. And then the fact that he's immortal, he can't die. Oh my God. Hope that does it. All right, judges.
So when he's in the is it Abath Bay? When he's in the old man form, in mummy form, he's done. I don't think you have a chance in hell.
Yeah, in mummy form, I don't think he gets to do those powers. I think when he's in the regular human
when he's
form,
in the
wearing his
human
fez.
form,
Yeah,
he's got the fez on.
Yeah.
He's pretty feeble, and I think
still kind and very out of place in a mall, right?
Yeah.
Especially an '80s mall.
And it's tough because if he could hypnotize any one of the Walking Dead crew, they would be very formidable, because as we've seen in the Walking Dead show, the only thing that really is their biggest weakness are each other. You know, when they're against each other, when it's human versus human, that's the most dangerous situation they've all run into. And Rick didn't die. He got picked up in a helicopter. He's coming back in the movies, baby. So.
Oh yeah. Well, Aaron, you got inside sources, all right?
Yeah,
It's not
right.
really fair.
Yeah, it's no fair.
I'm glad you didn't get these people.
I am too. I was worried when I heard that. I was like, he could do that.
Dude, the problem is, if there is the victims, I'd be like, hell no, Walking Dead wins all day. I'd like defeat myself in the own thing. So Chucky, I like the idea of Chucky because the Walking Dead crew is sentimental. They would see a doll and be like, oh, you know, they might even like have an attachment to Chucky before he starts killing them. So he could sneak up on them in a way that they might not be expecting. But again, once they figured it out, you know, a crossbow bolt to Chucky is pretty devastating. You know, one hit from Daryl, Michonne and her katana could take out Chucky pretty quickly. So I'm leaning towards the idea of the hypnotism could give him an advantage, but I don't know how many he can kill before they're like, hey, this old man's crazy. Let's kill him. Kill him twice, because let him be a zombie and then kill him again.
Especially if we're going with the original handful of movies. What's Chucky's main motivation?
Get
back in the human body.
Yeah, so he goes to Michonne and he Ade Dewey Dembelas.
Yeah.
If he gets in her, boom, movie's over or show's over, right? He's gonna kill everybody.
As Jason was talking, that's all I can think. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah,
he's gonna wait till one of them's asleep.
It's true.
Pop, pop, pop.
Yeah,
little storm in a body.
Yeah, a little composite storm up there. Ade Dewey Dembala, give me the power I beg of you. Yeah, if he gets that. I feel like
wanna play?
Yeah. There's the slightly racist comment he makes in the third one about
Chucky's gonna be a bro.
Switching races. I feel like the drones, the kill bots from Shopping Mall are kind of neutralized in this, because I'm assuming that the Walking Dead characters are like mid series, so they're kind of not in society's mind frame. So I don't know that they would even think to go check the security robot room. They're not used to beep boop beeps. They're more.
Ardith Bay is definitely not a beep boop beeper.
Yeah.
Chucky,
They're more like Matt's and less like Aaron's.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a smartphone now. Thank you very much. George knew me when I didn't have a smartphone, which was only 2 years ago. Yeah, I'm gonna say Chucky too. That's a hard pull. I think George, you had the strongest argument you could make for that character in this situation with the manipulation. But I think the location actually screws you there, because if they were anywhere else except for an 80s mall, he could be like, yeah, I fit in. But even in the human form, he looks like a mummy,
Yeah. Also,
and they're also used to fighting that sort of shambling, shuffling threat.
Also, I've seen Rick Grimes walk into a bar and be like, other people are here. Pop, 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 pop. Not anymore. So like the second that old man was like, hello there, bam. Oh, yeah, well, thought he was a zombie. My bad.
All right, Jason.
Was a zombie. Well done, Jason.
Thank you.
George, you had the best argument you could with those cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a tough one.
That was super home turf advantage on Chucky's part.
For sure.
Yeah.
As you were talking, I'm thinking of ways you can win.
Isn't that the worst? Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, you got this in the bag. There's so many things you can do.
Plus, like, going with like classic Mummy, like you don't even get the plague powers. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean,
dude? Yeah. If you had Brendan Fraser Mummy.
Yeah. You know what it was? Like I think when we were putting this together, we want to make sure we had classics. We had like our middle ground and then our new school people. And we talked about that. And it's just like, man, but how OP is the Mummy from Brendan Fraser?
Yeah.
Like even as much as we weren't big fans of the Dark Universe version of the Mummy, I mean, these mummies took out towns. It's like a whole city is just devastated. It's like, how do you fight that?
It's tough.
Yeah. Try to not have any omnipotence up in here. But well played, Jason. Well played. All right. Are the brothers ready to go against each other?
Yeah.
Ready to take it
I'm a little nervous though, because I don't consider myself an extremely lucky individual in games of chance, and I've already pulled 2 amazing characters. So I'm trying to think of what bullshit character I'm going to get.
And I already took care of the ones that are very tricky, I think.
Yeah, and that's true. You've had some hard pulls. Mm-hmm. So I feel like right now you're going to have like friggin', I don't know, Galactus, and I'm going to have like, I don't know. Who would
I'll give you a Snarf?
Yeah! Do we want, of all the characters in pop culture, we both pulled the same one? Oh man, George. That was ridiculous.
We were roomies in another life.
Seriously, of all the characters that we could have pulled. Damn.
Oh man.
Now I kind of hope I get Snarf. I have a couple good arguments.
All right. I'm not gonna flip on this one. I'm gonna let Aaron go first since he has no points on the board, unfortunately.
I'm a loser, baby. Why don't you kill me? All right, let's do this.
All right. Damn it, I wanted this one. All right. You are Carol Baskin.
Dang.
Your location is the Wax Museum, and your prey are camp counselors. Ah, man, I really wanted that.
All right.
I don't know if anyone's noticed yet, but there are some random things we've thrown in here that are not from regular horror pop culture, just to switch things up.
Karens and Carol Baskin. All right. So in this Carol Baskin,
okay. 60 seconds.
Campers.
And go.
So in this, Carol Baskin is like almost like a super villain. She's got these tigers that she has like tiger powers. She can get tigers to murder people. And you're in a wax museum. And man, I just watched Crawl this week, which is like crocodiles in a house in a flood. But let's say these camp counselors are in a wax museum with tigers. So, if you can envision that movie mashup, these tigers, you don't know because they're real, they're like cats. They'll sit really still. As Matt knows, he had a cat until you walk past and they're like, and bat at you. But when a tiger bats at you, oh my God, your leg is shredded. So camp counselors are ruined, and Carol Baskin is unassuming, as we saw from the Tiger King documentary. Everybody's like, oh, she's so nice. And Tiger King was like, oh my God, she's the worst thing ever. And it's hard to tell, but when she's got tigers on her side, I think you're screwed.
And as always, with time to spare.
Can we just for a second imagine? So, like, if you guys, anyone listening doesn't know who Carol Baskin is, watch the series Tiger King on Netflix. She runs this like tiger preserve, and one of her super rich husbands disappeared, and there's a lot of speculation that she murdered him / fed him to tigers. Now, take that original situation. I love the idea of Erin making it seem like she supernaturally commands the tigers. And in my mind, they're all in it together, like I Know What You Did Last Summering. And one tiger is like, we're going to get caught, man. We're going to get caught. And everyone else is like, no, if everyone just eats a little bit, we're going to be fine. And he's like, no, but seriously, what if they look for you? Like, Steve, just eat what's on your plate. We'll be fine.
Steve takes a big tiger dump and finds like a wedding ring in there. And he's like, oh.
I know what you ate last summer.
I just imagine Tony the Tiger there the whole time, and he's just like, "It's like, don't worry, guys, I got this. It's great. It's great."
Lunching on counselors.
18187. That was poor. Strike that from the record.
It's set in stone. It's too late. All right, Matt. Let's see who you got.
Snarf.
You are a werewolf.
Nice. Okay. I can take this. This is
overconfident.
Where are we? Wax Museum?
I've seen the movie Waxworks. I know how this goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
All right. So werewolf, you are in a wax museum getting camp counselors, and go.
Okay. 6 or however many camp counselors in an enclosed space where they're out of their element. They're not even at a camp where theoretically they could have bows and arrows and hatchets and bullshit. They're just at this wax sculptures and statues. A werewolf is gonna decimate them. A werewolf is not a stealth predator. It's not sneaking around. He's not using the shadows. He's just brawling. Berserker just runs in, just mauls everybody apart. I will make this more interesting and say that Carol Baskin and her tigers are there. He mauls through the camp counselors with no problem. I don't know how many seconds I'm at, but the camp counselors
20.
are just splattered all over the place. And then he starts in on the tigers. And I think I don't know how a group of tigers would work, but I'm assuming he's going to take 1 or 2 tigers out pretty quickly. But then I think the tigers will probably kind of work together against the werewolf. And I don't think the werewolf is going to take all the tigers down. But damn, I would watch that. That would be so cool.
And done.
So you basically were like, the werewolf will probably be killed by tigers, but I want to watch it.
Yeah, but I won my match and then made a new game that was called Beat You Worse Than You've Already Been Beaten.
I don't know if that's how that worked out for you, but sure.
I'm surprised no one used the camp counselors at their biggest weakness, which is their camp counselors. And what is that? They're always horny.
They'd be banging behind the
they're gonna be
waxwork.
off in their corners, like hitting each other up. You know what I mean?
I didn't even have to use the Wax Museum's torture chamber for effect either. So
Yeah. Oh man,
it's tough.
I liked that argument though of the control she has over the tigers.
yeah. Like Beastmaster-esque, you know?
Yeah, Beastmaster. Poison ivy, but tigers.
What are your thoughts, Jason?
It's hard to say because I do like that Matt went the route of like their camp counselors. The werewolf isn't going to try to be stealthy. He's just going to tear through them because that's the same thing that Jason Voorhees does, because he's the one that usually picks off the camp counselors. So that's an interesting parallel. But I don't know if one werewolf could get more done than multiple tigers.
Yeah.
Now she has like 300 of them. So
yeah, it's a whole zoo. It's
How big is this waxwork?
So, I mean, if we're going with Carol Baskin does have mind control over the time.
And we are.
It's canon. It's canon.
It is now.
Yeah.
And I think
If the show taught us
Carol
anything.
might have it.
Yeah.
Which is not something I expected to say.
All I can think is like Rick and Morty right now, and they're just like, it's like, oh yeah, like Carol Baskin Tigers, canon, yeah, it's canon, it's all canon. 100 years, Carol Baskin Tigers, forever, just 100 years of Carol Baskin and Tigers, mind control, yeah, canon. yeah, she's got the numbers. Like, and at this point, it's not even a question of like who gets all the kills. It's like she just gets it quicker. Like that's efficiency, just having all of those tigers.
Yeah. I mean, that's how we went with Predator. It was just efficient.
Yeah.
And that even kind of addressed like if we were to go into rebuttals, like.
Yeah, the rebuttal's done already.
It's like, well, he could get a couple tigers. But once the tigers figure out what's going on.
Yeah. Which I was surprised you didn't even say, I'll kill Carol Baskin.
That's true.
You left her alive, and the tigers can just do their thing.
I know I'm not supposed to jump in, but Jason just said once the tigers figure out what's going on, meaning with the werewolf that he killed a couple tigers, I now love that the same tigers who were involved in the murder cover-up of her husband are now like, we gotta kill these camp counselors, and all of a sudden there's 2 dead tigers and a werewolf, and Steve is like, wait, guys, that's a freaking lycanthrope. Wait, guys, that's a freaking lycanthrope. And they're like, well, we're gonna have to work together. Steve, I don't know why we keep bringing you on these ventures. Clearly, we have to work together.
I like that the tigers use the word lycanthrope.
Steve knows what's up.
They're sophisticated.
I like that Carol is not involved in the problem-solving process whatsoever.
No.
Even
No, she's like YouTubing or like Twittering or Instagramming. Yeah. Hey there, crazy cats and kittens.
That's what I wanted. I wanted that argument.
Just here at the waxwork. And then I'd love to see Joe Exotic's video about that. Carol Baskin, she's at the waxwork, killing those campers. Werewolves invited.
But we can't. There's also the soundtrack to that. He's gonna have a song.
Oh, that's right.
Tigers fighting a werewolf. Or did I mean lycanthrope? Oh, Carol Baskin.
Oh, I could write a Tiger King lycanthrope tiger song.
Next episode.
Damn.
So is it official? Aaron got that one?
Mm-hmm.
Aaron is on the board.
Well played, Room. Well played.
Yeah. I'm so glad that was put in there. Jen put that one in there for us.
Jen.
Yeah. Jen threw all of the curveballs. She was whipping out all these random things.
Oh my goodness.
I'm just like, but that's not horror. But that's and she's like, hey, it scared me. So
it is if you are a tiger.
Yeah. All right. Only a few left here. Let's see what we got. So right now the scores are 10 Matt, 10 Jason, 5 me, 5 Aaron. So what we will have now is, let's see, because we have to have this in a way where the people who are, I guess, losing have a chance, right? to get back to glory. But did I just face Aaron? I feel like I did.
No, because the first one was me versus Matt.
Everybody's
Mm.
gotten
then you
everybody
guys
so
went.
far, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've
you're
gotten
right.
everybody
There's
once.
with the time we have left, only one thing makes sense. I'm sorry, Aaron, but I think we just got kicked off the island.
Hey man, it was a good battle. It was fun. I think if we went longer, I could work out a comeback. But I'm happy to see what Matt can do. So
Yeah.
and Jason, I think
Jason, you gotta hold us down.
Let's see what happens.
Oh, we're gonna have
Yeah.
like a Launchpad famous monsters head to head.
Yeah.
Ginger
Yeah.
head to head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
There's a
And
lot on the line here.
Little did they know that was our plan all along, to get them against each other. So I only got a few left here. Let's see. I haven't looked at it yet. I just covered it with my thumb. Let's see who goes first. Jason, heads or tails?
Tails.
Tails. Do you want to take the lead or?
I'll go first. Yeah.
All right. You are Pinhead. Your prey are the Dream Master teens from Dream Master.
Oh.
So that means you have the karate dude, the genius girl with asthma, the powerlifter girl who's afraid of bugs, and then the final girl who gets all their powers. Your location is Crystal Lake.
Oh,
Wow.
full circle.
You have 60 seconds on the clock. Go.
Okay, Pinhead is a literal demon, and he has powers pretty much beyond what any of these kids have ever seen before. Even if they're used to fighting a supernatural killer, they're used to fighting someone that has a claw. Pinhead can summon chains with hooks from anywhere, as you can see in Hellraiser 3 when he comes to Earth and just starts slaughtering everybody. I don't think it's a question of how many of these kids he can kill. I think it's a question of how fast it's going to happen. And as you can see in the nightclub scene, it can be immediate. Like there's not a lot of ways to stop Pinhead because he's a demon. Like, these are teenagers. I think he's just gonna hook him and kill him.
The old hook 'em and kill 'em.
Yep.
Hook him and kill him.
That is time. That is a good monster to have.
Before you tell me who
Damn.
mine is, can you tell me the warriors again so I keep track of how many?
You keep track? Yeah. You got the karate dude,
Okay.
the genius girl with asthma,
Okay.
the power lifter girl who's afraid of bugs, and then the final girl who gets all of their powers,
Okay.
who is
Okay.
the Dream Master.
Okay. So there's 4 of them then.
Yes.
Okay.
You are Frankenstein's monster.
Oh.
Nice.
Oh, and go.
I don't know that I'm gonna win this one, but well, Frankenstein's monster is not, in most cases, is not evil and is not trying to kill for the sake of killing. If the Dream Masters were just like playing some sort of game that he misconstrued and accidentally threw them all to their deaths, yeah, let's go with that. So the Dream Warriors, Dream Masters are all around a pond saying he loves me not, and he comes over, he's like, oh, can I play? He's got the strength to pick all 4 up at once and throw them all, because it's a cliff, not water. Throw them all over a cliff, and none of them can fly. So done. I win.
Wait, did you just turn Crystal Lake into a cliff and not a lake?
Oh, I forgot Crystal Lake. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Frankenstein looks over and Jason's there and he's like, little help. I think Frankenstein in his best portrayals is not evil.
As time.
So who won?
I don't know. It's a tough one, guys. I'm pulling hairs
Jason,
over here.
I was hoping you would bring up the idea that the Dream Warriors, the Dream Masters, they have no powers to Pinhead, because it is not in the dream world. Because the Dream Warriors' powers come from their dreams, not in a real world stake. So
Well,
Pinhead
here's the thing. In the Dream Warriors, that's how it works. But by the time you get to Dream Master, all the abilities that they had in their dreams were actually abilities they had in real life. So like the guy who did karate actually studied karate. The girl who powerlifted actually worked out. She actually lifted weights. The genius girl created the machine in the real world that they had to bring into the dream world to defeat Freddy. So they all had real world like abilities that they just enhanced.
But
they were tangible. They were tangible abilities. No, he's probably not going to win. But the girl who's smart, she may have figured out how to use the box.
That is true.
Oh, fair enough.
Because
I also feel like if you karate kick Pinhead in the face, it's going to hurt him more than the average kick recipient.
I don't know. He put those nails in his head himself. He's not.
Oh, that's true. And he's a Cenobite, so he's going to be down for that. He'll be like,
he'd actually be into it.
Yeah.
Turn the other cheek, if you know what I mean.
I think they're all upside down with their skin peeled off. Yeah, I think Pinhead's got it.
Yeah,
Pinhead is a little OP.
It's kind of unfair. Who put this together? Who put this together?
I think it's just a coincidence that another famous Monsters person got the most OP. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, I feel the same way.
Good arguments, though. Good arguments all around. That was really funny.
I like that Aaron, that Matt went through the direction of using like friendship as his way to get in there. Because that would be like the Frankenstein way if we're talking about the Frankenstein that's more docile and actually isn't trying to kill.
It's heartbreaking because he'd be sad. He'd be like, "Oh, I just killed him."
I would have gone with Book Frankenstein. I would have gone with Book Frankenstein. If I cannot inspire love, then I will cause fear. Boom. Crushing heads and shit.
Yeah, but I like using the what I consider the Lenny Frankenstein, of Mice and Men Frankenstein, and he's just disappointed that he killed all his friends. Yeah, he's just there crying with one tear. You know?
Sad Kankenstein.
There's more cards here, and I kind of want to use them up just to see what would have happened.
How many do you have? Can we do like a battle royale?
There's 2 more left. 2 more rounds. So I think that we should have a bonus moment here.
Can you do a tag team?
Ooh.
Two creature or two antagonists are hunting 2 groups in one location. Pick one location.
Let's do this.
You know what I mean? 2 versus 2.
That's a cool idea.
I love it.
You want to do Famous Monsters versus Launchpad?
Let's do it.
Fun?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Wait, so
bonus round.
What was the verdict on Pinhead?
Oh yeah. You got that.
Pinhead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jason wins the game.
Yeah. Thank God FM won.
Good job, Jason.
By the spirit of Forrest Ackerman, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, this is going to be good. I feel like we might need more than just a minute now, though.
That seems fair.
Yeah, I think we have to crank it to 2 minutes.
Each of us do a minute for the tag team of it all?
Yeah, so actually, let me do this. So how I'll do it then is I'll pick a monster for each of us. All right, but like it'll still be a surprise. Like we're not gonna do you won't know a super ahead of time. You'll have to think on your toes still. But like I'll pick one for you, Jason. I'll pick one for me, and then we'll each have a minute to do our spiel.
Okay.
All right.
But don't forget you have to tag.
just to clarify, so this is basically all 4 of us are getting a monster. 2 of the monsters are teamed up, but it's one location, one prey.
We'll use both prey.
Yeah, 2 prey. 2 prey sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're making up games as we go, guys. This is fun.
Yeah. Okay. So let's see here. Trying to so I could pull this all properly. Jason,
Mhm.
you get Leatherface.
Dope.
Our prey shall be the faculty teens. And okay, let's go over the faculty teens real quick.
Mhm.
I almost feel like we shouldn't have them for who's about to come after them. But for those who don't remember the faculty, you get our drug dealer who
Josh
figures out
Hartnett
the way to kill everybody, all of the
with
aliens.
stupid
Mhm.
hair.
Yeah, and eyes that don't actually see anything.
Yeah.
We have
Wait, what?
what? We have our nerdy kid, Elijah Wood. We have the popular girl. We have the jock, and then actually there's two jocks, if I remember correctly, because you have Usher and the other guy who's the boyfriend of the popular girl.
Okay.
I questioned adding the alien girl because she is a part of the group in reality,
Yeah, more than Usher.
right? That's true. So we'll have them. Those are the 6. So one
Okay.
actually has kind of powers. And the other group are what we call the not so final girls. These are the final girls that ended up getting taken out in the sequels. So that means we get Nancy from A Nightmare on Elm Street. We get Laurie from Halloween. We get Ripley from Aliens. And then we have Clearwater from Final Destination 1. Which I kind of feel is like a super team that doesn't even need the faculty teens. in this
Yeah, even the
situation.
alien girl is outpowered by the not so final girls.
Yeah.
Does Jason gets to know who you have too, right?
This is the part that I question, because if I know ahead of like I'll have 60 seconds to prep then.
Oh,
as
because you'll
he's
know.
debating.
I see.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know.
think
What
that's-
do you guys think?
It's fair though because that
Yeah,
means,
because
like,
we'll have the same advantage.
right.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
teams will have the same advantage, and I think that helps Jason's argument or what she plans to do.
Yeah. All right. Well, in that
I vote
case,
yeah.
I am Pennywise from the new It.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And where are
And
we?
yeah, our location. We are in the McAllister household with all of Kevin's traps.
That's amazing.
Oh, okay.
Is
Okay.
2 minutes enough? Only time will tell.
Oh, this is tough.
All right. So I'll put 60 seconds up. It'll go, and then I'll put another 60 seconds so I can start going after you.
Okay.
All right. Go.
Okay, so clearly Leatherface teaming up with Pennywise, this is a super cool two-pronged approach because you have someone that is super grounded in Earth reality. Like he's not grounded in real reality, but you have someone that is a physical being, absolutely relentless, super terrifying to look at. He's got a chainsaw. He can use other weapons, but like mostly it's that chainsaw. Then you have Pennywise on the supernatural front. I don't think that there's any escape, especially because all of these people are in the house. Like the teens are going to go easy. Some of the not so final girls, yeah, they're going to be resourceful. Nancy is going to be on it, kind of like figuring out like Pennywise's stuff. Like Laurie and Ripley are going to be able to counteract a little bit of
5 seconds.
Leatherface's stuff, but they don't have a lot of time and they don't have a lot of places to go because they're getting hit by 2 different people at once.
It's time. All right. Tagging in. All right. So as Pennywise, I'm not even going to use the Leatherface as a situation to help me out here, because what's the best thing for Pennywise? Uses fear, the fear that they have within to kill them. To kill them. So these teens in the faculty were already afraid of just the alien alone. Never mind whatever personal things they have of I'm a nerd, I'm not accepted, or I'm popular, but I want people to know the real me, or like I'm a jock, but I'm more than that, and I'm more than. Like, all of them have the I'm more than just this thing woes that they'll take themselves out within their own mental capacities. And as for our final girls, they're used to fighting physical things, while Pennywise is so focused on getting you in that cerebral fashion that they won't necessarily even think about how to take him out with that. Oh, as long as I'm not afraid, because they run away before they start attacking first, so they have fear inside of them. So, oh damn, I had so much more. It's so much harder. I didn't even attack the McAllister household.
I know. There's a lot to cover. In 60 seconds.
All right, whew, man, this is intense. Aaron, you are Michael Myers. As said before, this is the faculty teens. We're in the
Okay.
McAllister household, and you got the not so final girls.
Who does Matt have?
Matt, you have Dracula. Who put this together?
Okay, Michael Myers and Dracula. All right. Ready?
And go.
Okay, so Dracula is using Michael Myers as his pawn, and he's sending him to kill these kids. But they're in the McAllister household, and I think the traps alone will take out the more terrestrial people on the ground floor. The only person that Michael Myers is going to have a tough time taking out is Laurie Strode. So, Dracula, I'm going to need you for that tag-in to take out Laurie Strode. I got all them kids in that house running around. I mean, Josh Hartnett has his head on fire, and he's covered with feathers and shit. You know, the alien girl is slipping down the stairs and landing on nails and crap. I think Ripley, I can get her because she's looking for an alien. She's used to this cat and mouse game, but she isn't ready for the shape, man. She's going to be pinned up against the door with her feet 2 feet off the ground. But Laurie Strode, man, that's my old nemesis, and I'm going to need Dracula to tag in for that. Boom, tag.
Oh, hold on. Let me get that time. Go.
Dracula is ethereal. He can bypass any traps, so the traps definitely won't work against our team. Michael Myers' Juggernaut doesn't really matter if he hits any of those traps. I can't see any of them even bothering him. We said that Josh Hartnett has trouble seeing, so he's out of it because he can't see stuff. And there's so many traps. Teens, awkward and gawky, and they're freaking teens. Like, they're just so self-involved. Out of there. The final girls, they're strong, and I think if they work together, we would have a hard time. But I feel like the duo of Michael Myers, the physical grounded Juggernaut, and Dracula, who has been in so many fights and faced so many adversaries, a bunch of final girls and a bunch of teenagers, even if one of them is an alien, no threat to him. And I think Rumi hit it on the head. Anything that Michael Myers can't take head on, Dracula's going to come in from behind, and it's just going to be over. Oh, and it's the McAllister house. I'm not even going to bring the spider into it. The spider stays in the attic.
And time. Oh, man. You know what I've come to realize? We can't decide who the winner is.
I was going to say, who's judging?
I know.
That's you guys. You are our judge. Anyone who's watching, we want you to go on social media and you tell us who the winner is. You get to pick.
My round of applause. I'm listening.
Who installed the crickets? What is this?
Oh, I accidentally hit the laugh track button. My bad.
Is there like a hashtag or something that they could use that would make sure that we see that they posted it somewhere?
Let's do hashtag Famous Monsters Podcast body count.
Yeah.
Is that too long? I don't know. I'm not good on this hashtag stuff. I'm an old guy.
Hashtag FM body count.
There we go.
I like that. Yeah.
Like a pro.
He's good at that beep boop beeping.
Right?
He's good at that beep boop beeping. I'm the face of the podcast. Rumi's the brains and does all the work and does my makeup.
That was fun.
That was really fun.
So glad that you guys got able to join us. And I'm so glad all you guys at home were able to join us, I should say.
They joined us.
Yeah, and join. New words. We're dropping new words all the time. But I think that wraps up our time here at the Famous Monsters Podcast at San Diego Comic-Con at home. You know, I hope everyone at home has been staying safe, keeping busy, binging as much horror as you can, because there has been no better time to do so. I mean, I don't know how many times that we can promote Shudder between me and Jason and Holly on our podcast. But it's been a lifesaver. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, stay home, watch horror, guys. Mind if we give our plug?
Yes, that's exactly what I want. Where can people follow you?
Guys, follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Launchpad Pod, and our website, launchpadpod.com. It's July now, so we just finished up our Shark Month. We were doing Shark Month all month. We were talking about Ghost Shark. We were talking about Jaws. We had lots of special guests, so check that stuff out. I guarantee you, if you like shark movies, good, bad, whatever it is, we have something for you.
And if you like these type of games, we've actually done a bunch of episodes where we've combined stuff. We did that Predator-verse episode. We did an episode where we combined 2 different properties to make a new franchise, like The Grinch Who Stole Christmas and Terminator. Smash those together, and what world do you get? We're pretty proud of that kind of stuff. So if you
We
like
just
that
did
kind
that
of
with
stuff,
we did it with Muppets, and we just did it with Star Wars.
Star Wars, yeah. So like Star Wars and another movie, what would that new movie be? And so it's like it's this kind of like mind game stuff that we like to play. And we played stuff with the Famous Monsters guys. We talked to George recently too. So check out some of our stuff, guys.
And of course, as always, you can follow the Famous Monsters podcast, iTunes, Spotify, practically anywhere you stream your podcasts. And right now, we're actually doing a fun thing called Horror 101, where we take deep dives in horror genre and really dissect, what does it mean to be a horror film? Or if you're someone who's just getting into horror, then where should you start? Where are the nice beginnings of a horror franchise that you should really get into? Yeah.
Carol Baskins. Carol Baskins.
But where can people follow us on social media, Jason?
You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/FMOFL and on Instagram and Twitter at Famous Monsters.
And of course, all links to our sites and social medias will be linked within the description. So check down there. Till next time, keep spooking.
Yup.
I know.
Bye.